Welcome to Bringing Jesus Back into Focus. I'm Christopher John Joseph, a non-denominational follower of Jesus of Nazareth. Today we're looking at Matthew 16:27-28, a very small verse of Jesus that makes no sense. Every Christian in the world would say this sentence makes no sense, these sentences, but in fact it's a Greek translation problem. The incorrect word has been placed in these sentences, and I'll show you in a moment in the linear translations how this is correct, that the word to come in these sentences should really be translated as to go. So if you just bear with me for a moment, I'll show you the linear translation to explain why this sentence doesn't make sense being translated this way, but makes perfect sense when you put in the correct translation. Jesus said, "The Son of Man is about to come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall give to every man according to his conduct. Truly I say to you, there are some of those standing here that shall not experience death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." Of course, everyone who heard him say this did in fact die before his predicted return, if the word come is the correct translation. So here we'll just have a look at the linear, and we can see quite clearly here, this is the linear translation of the New Testament, where you have the Old New Testament Greek word, and you have the modern Greek word, and the English word to come. So where Jesus is saying the Son of Man is to come in the glory, if we look at the meaning here, it can actually mean to go as well. This Greek word can equally mean to come or to go. They are both valid interpretations of the word. They are both valid translations. Then when we look down here where the word coming is used again, the Son of Man coming in the kingdom, again the word coming in the kingdom can mean to go into his kingdom. They're both valid translations. I don't know why they're always referred to as he will come in his kingdom, when clearly the sentences make no sense. So we will just move into the understanding of the words here, just to clearly show the difference and how sensible it is when we put the correct Greek word in. In this common translation, Jesus states that he will return in the future in the glory of his Father, the divine loving Creator, and his angels will accompany him, and he will dispense the divine spiritual law of reaping what we sow to everyone according to how they have lived their life. The spiritual law of reaping what we sow is a divine law of the Creator and is always in operation from heaven. He then says some of the children standing there with him will not experience death before he returns. Some scholars believe Jesus felt the end of the world was very close to his own time, and because of this saying, he was wrong. But Jesus states later in the Gospels that only the divine Creator knows the time of the end of the world, not even himself knows it. So it is a little unclear why he would imply this using these words. As a follower of Jesus, I see this statement in a different way. The Greek word, translated in most Gospels to mean coming, can also mean going, as we saw in the linear translations. Over the ages, the translations may have lost the correct inflection of the Greek word. This should then read, Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, there are some of those standing here that will not die before they see the Son of Man going into his kingdom." This would make more sense, and he may be pointing to his ascension into heaven following his physical death and crucifixion. He knew that his great spiritual companion, John the Baptist, had already been killed for speaking the truth, and attempts to kill him by stoning and being thrown off a cliff made him acutely aware that he would meet the same fate as John for speaking the truth. So if we use this same translation of the Greek word to mean go instead of come in the first statement and follow with the corrected second statement, it would then read, Jesus said, "For the Son of Man is about to go in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall give to every man according to his conduct. Truly I say to you, there are some of those standing here that shall not experience death until they see the Son of Man going into his kingdom." The angels are in heaven, and Jesus is going in spiritual glory to be with them and his Father at his ascension. The spiritual law of reaping what we sow comes from heaven, where Jesus will be at one with the divine Creator. Jesus knew his ascension into heaven was approaching, and many standing there with him would still be alive at that time. This makes logical sense of the statements translated from the Greek centuries ago that may have made a small but important alteration that was never corrected. Then there is no need to conjecture that Jesus was mistaken about returning before some of those that were with him died. So it's a very simple problem. It doesn't make any sense when you translate the Greek word to mean to come, but as soon as you translate it into the correct other possibility, to go, then it makes perfect sense. Also, in the middle of his words, there is an Old Testament scriptural psalm inserted. Now, Jesus may have said that, or the author may have placed it in there, but it doesn't matter because it still has no effect on this problem that his statement doesn't make sense the way it's written in all the Bibles of the world. So once you change the Greek translation to go, his statement makes perfect sense, absolutely perfect, logical sense. So I just thought I'd share that with you today. A simple problem, easily solved. It's in the Greek linear translation. It cannot be denied that you can use the word go instead of come. No one can deny that. No scholar can deny it. So there you go. I hope that's of some interest to you. May God bless love wherever it is and help it grow until that's all there is. May the divine love of the divine loving Creator and Jesus fill our souls and spirits. May we all be touched by the divine love of God in our life and bring that divine love to others. Amen.